What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Ask Gen Z show, inspired by plenty of other shows and such out there. Really, the reason I decided to start this is because every day across LinkedIn, Instagram, Snapchat, all these different platforms, I run into people and they're asking for advice in the DMs and the comments and such. So asking me for insight into Generation Z, into marketing, into branding. And look, I want to help as many people as I can, but the reality is we're here running a business, not necessarily a charity. And so we have clientele paying us, so I really can't spend all of my day just responding and helping out those that aren't our existing clientele. But I still want to be able to provide value to people. And so we figured, what's our best way to do that for free, give away free advice? And it is to turn it into content, of course. And so that's kind of the goal of this, is to be your resource where whenever you want to talk to a Generation Z who's going to give you everything when it comes to their generation, to marketing, to branding, you can at any time call into this show whenever we're going. I think we're going to try once a week, see what happens. If you guys hate it, then we're going to stop running it. If you guys like it, then we'll double, triple down with it. So give me some feedback in the comments as you see some clips from this. We'll probably post a long form to YouTube and then cut up some micro clips, so it should be good. First on our call list is my man David Biggs. I think we got connected through a consistent follower of mine named Tyler. I forget his last name. But David's stoked. Let's hope David answers.
What's up?
David, what's up, my man? This is Jake Bajorseth from TrndsttrsMedia. You are live on the Ask Gen Z show. Is this a good time to chat for you?
No, this is a good time.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Cool. Well,
okay.
I'd love to hear a little bit more about your story, what you got going on, and then provide as much value as I can.
Yeah, okay. So my first question for you is, what exactly is Gen Z? Because I'm... I don't know.
Oh, I'm getting a FaceTime. Even better. What's up?
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Did you just switch? Oh, hold on 1 second.
Did I?
It got really loud.
I think it's on a FaceTime now, but that's all right. We can do that.
Okay. It's all good.
Cool.
Did you hear my question?
Yeah, so Gen Z is technically, and all definitions are kind of loose, but right now the definition is about 12 to 24 years old. Some would say it's 12 to 22, some would say 10 to 22. We at TrndsttrsMedia define it as 12 to 24.
Resetting his life?
So it's those born after 1996.
Started. Let me listen to it. I can kind of hear it right now. Huh? I can kind of hear it right now.
All right.
David, let me,
Testing.
is it working?
Okay, I can hear you.
Got
I
it.
can hear you.
All right, you guys got it set. So Generation Z is defined as the generation born after 1996.
I'm beginning of 1996.
Awesome.
Okay.
There you go. So you're that end of millennials, and you're on the good side. You're with Generation Z, which is awesome.
Dude, I agree.
So 12 to 24 years old is how we've been defining it. There's plenty of definitions, but that is, in a sense, Generation Z.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got in contact through a mutual friend, I guess.
Yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. So I'm working on a tech startup.
Got
it's
it.
A software startup, and we need to talk to influencers.
Got
This is a video podcast, right? Is this on YouTube?
Oh yeah, it'll be. We're live on something, and then we'll throw this on YouTube, LinkedIn, all the different platforms.
Like Twitch or something?
Oh yeah.
Sweet.
Yep.
Okay, nice. I love it. All right, so I have a couple of questions for you. They're super easy to answer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so like, what are your top social platforms? I know you're big on Instagram.
Yeah.
Probably TikTok.
Let's start by understanding who we're trying to reach. So you have a tech startup. Give me more information about that. Are you going to be consumer driven, business driven?
So this is my thing. I
Go
can't
ahead.
tell you what I'm doing because it changes the way that you answer the questions. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I can tell you at the end. So we're trying to get like feel basically like where there's market need, and then if you tell someone your idea, they kind of try to give you a different answer. It's
Okay.
weird.
I respect it. Hey, I respect it. So if I'm gonna rank platforms in order, and I'm not gonna say I'm a brand, I'm not gonna say I'm a tech startup, I'm not gonna say I'm in B2B. I'm just gonna rank them from a personal perspective. I'm gonna put LinkedIn number 1, TikTok number 2. I'm gonna put YouTube number 3. I'm gonna put Instagram number 4, and I'm gonna put Facebook number 5 if I can run ads. If I can't run ads, I'm gonna do Snapchat.
And that's in order of like your use, or like how much you are like.
I would say that's in order of my use, but the reason LinkedIn's going to be number 1 is because it's the value and where the consumer's mind is on it. When you're on TikTok and these other social platforms like Instagram and such, you're on there for primarily entertainment, less education. There's a little bit. When you are on LinkedIn, you're education first, your information first, so the value of that user is significantly higher, even if it's the same person, because a 40-year-old executive on LinkedIn is worth a lot to whoever's trying to reach them. That same 40-year-old executive on a different platform is worth significantly less because they're on that platform. It's going to the movies versus reading a book.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yes.
I see what you're saying. So you're posting on LinkedIn a lot, I guess?
Yeah, so we post anywhere from 4 to 6 times a day on average through my personal brand, and then pretty much everyone else here is like 3 to 5 times a day, and very similar for our clients as well.
Awesome. Okay, so like the amount of messages you get on these platforms, is it like overwhelming?
Yeah, so...
you're just like on top of it?
Well, so I try to be on top of it. I'm actually losing, in the last like month, I've started to lose, like not be able to catch up with it, because on LinkedIn, we will get about 200 comments a day on average, and then another 50 messages on average that I gotta respond to. Instagram, I get about anywhere from 10 to 30 DMs every day, less comments. And then on the other platforms, like people hit me up on Snapchat a lot. TikTok, obviously a lot less. But yeah, of those platforms, staying up to date with messaging, up to date with comments is really difficult because I do want to take the time to personally respond, but I simply can't.
Totally. Okay, that's good feedback.
For sure.
So do you ever like miss any business or like collabs that people send you over, especially like Instagram?
Definitely.
You do. So you have like a late response, or do you totally miss it? And you're just like, oh man, I wish I could have responded. But
good question. So I'm sure I've missed some stuff. I try to get back to everything at some point. It might take me a week though, or even like a couple weeks. But I'm sure I've missed some stuff. I don't necessarily regret that because, you know, there's only so many hours in the day. There's only so much time allocation. I can't worry about what could have been. But do I wish I would be able to respond to everything? 100%.
Okay, cool. Do you remember the last time that happened? This is a hard question. Specifics are always hard.
No idea. Couldn't tell you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Is it hard to figure out like which messages are the most important? So like, you have to filter
very
through
much
a ton
so.
of hate, I'm sure. And like some of them are like people just saying, "Hey, I love you," you know. And then some of them are like, "Hey, I have $1,000 offer for an Instagram ad or whatever." Yeah. So you feel like it's pretty hard to figure out which ones are.
Well, some are, hey, do you have 30 minutes of time because I want to just get a ton of advice and information for you for no purpose. Some are, hey, I actually do want to chat with you and learn from you. Some are, hey, I want to work with your agency. Some are, hey, I just want to give you a sales pitch, but I'm going to pretend that I want to do this instead. I've gotten on calls before where literally we're 2 minutes in and I'm like, hey, let me stop you right there. Like, this is a waste of my time, so I'm going to have to hang up. And that's just been me stepping back to really understand my own time allocation. Yeah.
Okay. Do you use Twitter at all?
Twitter's probably my least used platform. Wish I used it more, but it's just one of those things that I don't, you know?
Doesn't work with your brand or something?
Well, yeah, it's just a low priority right now. Yeah, exactly. I'd rather spend time in other places.
Cool. All right, so I guess I'll just tell you what we're doing.
Let's hear it. Hit me.
We're thinking about and trying to put feelers out. It's super hard to contact big people like you.
No,
So
it's not.
I appreciate you taking the time. Dude,
I'm small.
It is.
We're so small.
Y'all's messages are clogged. So what we're trying to do is like integrate all of your social messages and comments and allow you to prioritize them. So
Sold.
like, you could sort by like follower count. You could sort by, we'd have like machine learning that would tell you, you could like pull out the hate and just not even worry about it.
Yes.
Yeah, so it would basically allow you to prioritize and respond quickly.
Yes. That is awesome.
Like that, it's like a personal hack for influencers.
Could I have a dashboard where I could respond to them there on one dashboard? Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be incredible, and I would send that to everyone I know that has a lot of messages. Like
that's freaking awesome.
that would be a killer sign up. It was.
That's hype.
Yeah. So love the idea. So what stage are you guys at? Are you at idea stage right now?
We're pretty early. We have a prototype, but I am
Got
not
it.
proud of it. And,
Got it.
And
Well, does it work?
To show it to you. Yeah, I mean it works. It's like a messenger, but it's we're working with Twitter first, which maybe based on your feedback, we need to not prioritize Twitter. It really depends on the person.
See, when I'm looking at platforms, I'm going to think who has a high ticket or who's going to be like high ticket to pay. Because for you guys early stage, the more cash you can get, the more, because something like this, I don't know if you're going to have to raise money for it, but a lot of startups like to follow that trajectory. Is that something you're thinking, or are you going to try to bootstrap it?
We're thinking about it. My partner's more about raising money. I'm kind of like...
It's hesitant, right? Yeah.
If people are knocking on our door and they really want to give us money, then I think I'm fine with that. But we got to look at, we got to really vet the person, because that's like a marriage. Like if you take money from somebody, that's like a 10-year relationship, So
Definitely.
I don't want to be desperate for that. It's always bad to be desperate in a situation where you need something from somebody.
Definitely.
So,
if you're playing with house money, fuck it. That's what I would say. It might be beneficial to build some relationships. That's kind of what we've done. We've remained debt-free and profitable, but we have relationships with investors where if we're ever in a stage where we really want to throw the fucking nitros on, we can. Or like, shit, we're fucked, like we need to meet payroll for the next 3 months, like this happened and we're screwed, then we can tap into those relationships. But we're very similar, like I don't rely on that. I also don't want what someone tells me to like skew my particular mission and vision of where I want to take it. So that's what I would say. And then I'd be thinking about doing that for LinkedIn. The primary reason being, if I'm a business development rep, if I'm a sales manager, if I'm any of those and I'm using LinkedIn to build relationships and connections with people, the average ticket on that in B2B is significantly higher. Therefore, you selling a caveat to that is worth more, because it's not you forgot to respond to this message, it's you forgot to respond to this message, which cost you a 6-figure contract. And so when you frame it that way, it gives it significantly more value, because me missing an Instagram message, like I care, but I don't. Like it's not going to be a business transaction. Me missing a LinkedIn message is huge.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I'd be thinking about that and then tailoring it. There's some potential partners in that space. I'd go look into Cleverly. They're an automation tool using SalesNav. They would be an incredible fit for you guys, because they do the automated messaging for SalesNav for certain people on LinkedIn that want to use it for sales. They don't, however, do the message responding or filtering. And they charge about $100 a month plus an onboarding fee. So they're kind of in that price range. If you were in a similar price range or even lower, I think you could tag along with them and find a myriad of success.
Yeah, are there any other influencer tools that you might want to tell me about? Because it's kind of hard. I'm not in the space. So I'm trying to get.
Yeah, so I'm personally, I don't use any tools. I don't use any automations. I don't use any like social growth hacking bullshit or where it's going to automatically like your stuff.
I just want to do automatic stuff is stupid.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's stupid. It's a waste of money and time. So we don't do any of that. But Some of the stuff out there that I know of, for one, there's engagement pods on LinkedIn. You'll see that a lot because the same 50 people will like the same posts every time. Someone's post will be liked by the same 50 people. And then also, a huge one is using, and they use Telegram for that. There's some more automation tools for Instagram specifically. LinkedIn has some automation tools. Obviously, you can use Cleverly. They're not necessarily automation, they just do it for you. Duck Soup is a good one, DUX-Soup for automation. LinkedHub or LinkedIn Helper or something of that nature. But these are all technically illegal with LinkedIn, so I don't know how much of that you want to actually integrate, because I assume you're going to have to connect the KPI to make sure, or the API to make sure that it can go into your system in order to respond to that.
Yeah, we have our own sort of technology that works on the website instead of using an API.
Got it.
It's kind of like something other people haven't figured out yet. So
awesome, man.
I got to keep it on the DL.
Yeah. So I one more question, and then I got to go to the next call. I appreciate it, man.
You're good.
Hit me with one more. No, we're good?
Yeah, no.
Oh, cool. Hit me.
I just wanted to say, if anybody wants to do a startup, there's something called Startup School, startupschool.org. I don't run it. I just want to recommend it because it's good.
Okay, recommending startupschool.org. I'm going to check that out. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for your time. Follow up with me, shoot me a text, and we'll stay in touch.
Totally.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Awesome. That was my guy, David, who we switched to the FaceTime midway through. I think that was me messing it up on the new iPhone. I'm not really much of a techie, but I found they upgraded. So very interesting conversation. My biggest takeaway from that is David, to me, looked like a young guy or gal, but building software, building tech, building solutions on top of social platforms is huge right now. It doesn't have to be ones that are hacky or are gaming the system, but there's a huge market for that, and I'm confident if he can get that thing off the ground, him and his partner, sounds like, that thing is going to take off. So I believe the next up we have is, let me see here, I got a lot of numbers. I think we should call Miguel. Let's give him a call. This is my guy, Miguel Olave or Olave, I don't know. I'm not gonna try last names. Out of Wichita, he wants to talk LinkedIn, and he should have a funny story for us, so this will be interesting.
Hello?
Miguel, what's going on? This is Jake from TrndsttrsMedia. You are on the Ask Gen Z show.
Hey, Jake, what's up, man? How's it going?
Fantastic. Is this still a good time?
Yeah, man, good time.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Well, I know we got a lot to chat about, but we got connected through LinkedIn. I know we've been trying to connect for a long period of time. I know you had a lot of ideas about the LinkedIn platform, so I'd love for you to start there and jump right into it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've just really found like a great, community, and I love just the relationships that are on here on LinkedIn. Like, it's such a, forward-thinking platform, to be on, and I've just, had a lot of different ideas of utilizing it, and, I love what you guys are doing. You guys are doing with just the whole Generation Z.
Yeah.
I was on the opposite end, man. I used to look down. I had a little brother, Gen Z. I have one, and I used to, be like, you're crazy, like you're done. You don't know what you're talking about, things like that. But man, you guys are passionate. Like, you guys have some passion about like doing impactful things, and so I'm excited to connect with you for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, Gen Z is certainly in the market to stay and really shake things up. That's one of the biggest things we've seen. Millennials definitely gave us a seat at the table and really started to bring attention towards things, but didn't create the impact that I think Gen Z is truly going to make, because we're not going to take no for an answer in a lot of these regards. And I think specific to LinkedIn, LinkedIn's really going to be one of the first platforms to age up. We always see platforms age down, that is, my apologies. We always see platforms age down or age up. God damn, I'm messing my ups and downs, kids. Left and right, it's tough. So typically, you know, imagine Facebook back in the day was mainly college students. Now it's like
Yes.
my grandma spends more time in there than just about anyone else.
Yes.
I don't log in on Facebook outside of client campaigns. LinkedIn is primarily older demographics. There's a very few Gen Z on the platform, especially ones that are actually creating content and don't just kind of have it because their college professor made them get it. And so what we're going to see is over the next decade, Gen Z is going to be like, holy shit, there's this platform where you can learn, you can develop your personal skills. Oh, and it's a social media platform. So it's kind of the perfect storm for Gen Z to really step into the market. So I can't wait to see how it truly evolves.
Yeah, man, it's really exciting. You know, just everything that you said, and I actually really hadn't thought about that, man. You know, the whole, aging up, like aging down, concept. Like, it's definitely, you can see that happening. Like, that's you're definitely onto something, man. No wonder, like, you've got your own business and you're out there rocking it out.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. Well, what are some, I think you texted me some ideas. I don't know if I saw those right now. I'd love to hear those.
Yeah, here, and I just created a video, man, that I'm about to post.
Awesome.
But I've just been inspired, man, like, so right now in our local community, Wichita, Kansas,
Yep.
We're the air capital of the world. There's about to be 2,800 people that are about to be laid off, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I reached out to a couple of like professional organizations, government organizations, whatever, that are doing, out in the news, promoting, being resourceful and stuff. But all these people, man, are waiting for these people to ask for help. Like, how hard is it? It takes me a lot of guts to ask for help, man. I'm independent. Like, think of all these people that are about to lose their jobs. Like, they're not going to be out there at these resource centers, seeking and begging for help, we need to bring it out to them, like hold like an event, like a morale. And I don't know, like, maybe I'm naive, maybe this is just crazy, but like, I want to hold an event to, like, you're not just providing resources, but like boosting their morale, having some people like, like some inspirational stories of like, hey, tough times happen, like I made it through, like tough times happen, I created my own business, things like that, and, provide resources. And so, yeah, man, I just wanted to like bounce that idea off and like how, like what you thought about it. Cause like I said, I kind of reached out to some people, but like more like older professional, people set in their ways kind of, and they're like, well, these government organizations are already kind of, providing like the workforce center, and things like that. But it's like, but you're expecting them to come out and ask for help,
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I think what I find most interesting is the ability and the power of connection that can be built through social platforms, especially one like LinkedIn that's literally built for connecting. Literally, like they really defined it in their own definition of the platform, having connections per se. So I think there's something that can be said for and done for leveraging LinkedIn as a jobs platform, as going out and finding the next career. I think, the way it was used before it was a content platform was just that. It was just like, hey, here's your digital resume pretty much, and don't post on LinkedIn except unless you're reposting Business Insider articles or entrepreneur.com. And that's pretty much it. And then just prospect and find potential job opportunities. Now I think with content, there's an ability to jump on the platform, become a thought leader in a space, and then leverage that to go get a position or to start a business around that. And then leverage that same platform to connect with individuals that are either going to be your clientele or your potential employer. So I think there's something that can be said for something that almost teaches people how to use LinkedIn for that. Because if I had to guess, a lot of those people are going to be might not be the highest users for LinkedIn. LinkedIn certainly probably doesn't skew to, I don't know if that would be blue collar jobs or white collar or whatever collar, I guess, it doesn't matter. But I think the biggest thing is going to be showing people the opportunity that exists that likely didn't exist 10 years ago when they've probably been in that space for so long that they really don't know what else is out there.
Yeah, man. Like, there's such a huge opportunity, to do exactly that. That's where it all started from, is this idea, like, how can I leverage, like, kind of like, LinkedIn and that opportunity, and also like provide resources and, address their mental health, acknowledge their mental health. That's the biggest thing, man. Like, we don't have to address it, and we don't have to, go through it, but just acknowledge that, everybody is going through something right now, especially these people that are about to lose their jobs and their security, their stability, all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And something, and I'll get tactical here, but I think there's something to be said for hosting a LinkedIn event. This is kind of a new tool on the platform right now that you can set up an event and invite a lot of your connections to it.
Yeah, I just saw that,
Yeah. I would be thinking about putting together an event through the LinkedIn platform that can then teach people a little bit more about it. I've been to a few in Kansas City. I think we're going to host our own at the end of this month, maybe.
Nice.
I'll talk with some of our partners on that. But I think that's an incredible opportunity to leverage what is a really good platform. And then I'd be thinking about how you can exist or assist existing organizations and kind of what their efforts are, because likely if they're going the old PR route, they're just going to be on the local news and some newspapers, maybe a little bit of radio, going on some talk shows. They might miss a large part of the demographics that aren't going to be on there that got laid off. And so I'd be thinking about how we can change that, and then also be thinking about how we can help those with existing roles prevent getting laid off in the future or prevent having a long lull between their next job. And what I've been pushing everyone towards is you need to be creating content that makes you a thought leader. Even if you think there's no chance of you getting laid off or fired or let go, or you jumping to your next role or whatever it may be, if you really tell your story, define your thought leadership, create content around that, build a name for yourself, build connections, build networks, all of that, it's going to make that transition so much easier. And I think it's going to help you excel in your existing role. So what I've been advising primarily students, but I've been advising this to everyone, find a way to create content, because it is the gateway to whatever it is you want to get to.
Yeah, no, most definitely, man. You said it right. Like, you just said it, you said it so good. Like, it's all about, just, the opportunity to establish yourself as a thought leader. Like, that's the biggest thing that people need to look at. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur right now, and everybody wants to do their own thing. Well, here's a resource, here's a platform where you can really start establishing that,
For sure. I also got some client connections down in Wichita. So let me know when you're putting that on if you end up doing something. And I'd love to join and potentially help you.
Yeah, man, for sure. I appreciate it. Like I said, I'm about to post a video here in a little bit. It's like, it's all just new, man, but like, why not bounce it around and like see what, what other people think and things like that, like see, there's nothing, just experiment, see what happens, see what other people think. And so I'm going to put it out there and see what the community thinks. I don't have a huge engagement with my local community, so I'm trying to grow that. And that's another thing, another angle for me too. And so, yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'll definitely stay in touch. I appreciate you giving me a call today, man. And
of course,
we'll stay in touch for sure.
Of course. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate you. See ya.
All right. Take care.
Awesome. That was my guy, Miguel. Very cool episode right there. Next up, we have my guy, Nick Alba. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. I believe he's a videographer out of Colorado with his own kind of video agency, working with a few clients out there. We have talked in the past. We haven't had a chance to officially connect, but we're going to give him a call right now. Hopefully he answers. If I were him, I would be shredding the mountains right now. So I'm not going to blame him if he doesn't answer, but I'm confident he will. We'll see. It's been like 3 rings. It's been like the typical.
Yo, what's up, Jake?
Hey, how's it going, my man? Is this still a good time to chat?
Yeah, it's good.
Awesome. I got you live on the Ask Gen Z show right now. Very interesting concept. Episode number 1, too. Call number 3. So you're in a very exclusive group.
Let's go.
Awesome, man. Well, I know we've chatted a little bit. We haven't had a chance to officially chat on the phone, but I'm hoping to give you as much as I can in these next 5 to 15 minutes or however long it takes.
Okay.
So I do know a little bit. Don't share anything that you don't want. I guess we can cut it out if need to. But how are things with that one client you were working with?
With that one client, so things are, I would say right now, are kind of like 50-50. So things are working out, but it's also like they agreed to work around my schedule. And so what our plan was, we were supposed to be working Monday and Wednesday after I get out of school.
Yep.
And what's been frustrating me the most is I say like, hey, like, are we still doing this today? I got these ideas. Let's get these going. And what ends up happening is the owner or co-founder, he's like, oh, get in contact with this person, and I do get in contact with the person, but I never get a response.
Got
And
it.
so it gets kind of frustrating for me.
So you're being thrown around and it's out of your control. And then if I had to guess, what happens is then you haven't done anything by the end of the month, and they go, "Why are we paying you?" Is that what's happening?
Not necessarily.
Got it. Well, that's good.
I mean, like right now, I think what I'm trying to work with, and I still haven't got a response from, is so for December, our plan, the plan was to do a $600 deal. It was originally going to be $900, but what the co-founder ended up doing is I was in need of a gimbal, so we took that part out of my cut.
Got it.
So we can get that covered.
To pay for it.
And so, yeah, and so we were supposed to shoot 4 days out of December, and we only were able to get 2. And so I tried to talk with the owner, like, okay, so what would be the best solution for the scenario? Like, we have to move forward with January, February, so, and it clearly means, like, to me right now, we're not able to connect as easily as we would like to.
Got it.
And so, like, would you rather pay half the amount? So instead of $600, we would have done $300. And he hasn't got back to me to that. So honestly, like we're closing in on the end of January. I mean, we're in the middle.
And that's
so,
$600 for a month?
So it's been about 20 because he was agreeing to pay on the 3rd. That's when we first talked when we set up our.
Did you get a contract set up?
I wish I kind of did, but I did not.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, even if you had a contract set up, like they know you're not going to sue them, and I wouldn't recommend you do that. So, I mean, what does a contract really mean? Yeah, I think it'll help you out. Here's what I think is going on. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you might not be setting the right expectations, and then you might not be demanding it correctly. So when we got into the space right away, this happened to us a lot. Even when we had scaled out a little bit more and had a larger team, clients wanted to run the show strategically and kind of explain what was going on and have us answer their requests. And of course, we're more than happy, but then it doesn't happen on their end logistically. Now, at the end of the month, you meet and you're doing a review and they go, well, the 7 things you said we're gonna do, only half of them are done, all of which are not our fault for why they didn't get done, but they don't get done, and so why are they gonna renew that contract? They never will. And so what you have to do is try to put the ball entirely in your court. I would also say you need to make the payment reflect what like the services you're offering and also make it something that they're gonna pay attention to. If they're only paying you $600 a month, to me as a business owner, do I really is that now worth my time? Am I gonna prioritize you or the employees I'm paying significantly more per month and need to meet with me at that same time? So I think pricing higher. The other thing too is you gotta have leverage. If I were you, I would go to their direct competitors and go try to work with them because, or work with anyone else in the space, but put an emphasis on growth and lead generation because there's so much that is out of your hands. For example, for us, we had a client for a decent period of time, and then, and this has happened plenty of times, but just recently, literally had a client, and then they get acquired. Their business gets acquired. Now they're a part of this other firm. They can't stay on and keep that contract, and there was an existing agency for that larger account. It was going to be too hairy, and so we lose it, right? That there's nothing I could have done about that. Yet now I'm shit out of luck. And what's the phrase, Carter? Up a creek without a paddle. Is that it? Yeah. Anyway, there's your analogy for the day, folks. So that's what I would say. You got to be focused on growth. You got to be focused on getting more clients because it's better to have too many opportunities and too much business than it is to have too little. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so you could spend all day. You could spend all your free time trying to sell them, trying to make that project the absolute best, but I would spend more time looking for the right people than trying to make what is not the right fit a better fit. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I totally got it.
Yeah, it's easier to just go find someone else than fix something. It's like those people that are stuck in a relationship with their significant other, and they argue all the time. It's a shitty relationship, but they keep trying to fix it. It's like there are 7 billion people in the world. If it ain't a perfect fit, there's someone out there that it's going to be a perfect fit for. So that's kind of my approach. And then I really think about who you want to go after and identify that. And then the red flags that you've probably now seen with this client, try to let that trigger you next time. So when you're in those conversations, you either change up your approach or you know to say no and leave right away.
Awesome. We'll do that.
Awesome, man. What else? What else can I help you with?
I think that's really it.
Awesome, man. Well, tell you what, I'm gonna challenge you because I know I kind of messaged on some of this advice. Update me in about a week. Let me know the progress you made on that, and go out and try to get 3 to 5 other clients. Maybe I'll be able to send some your way.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome, man. Appreciate your time. And where are you? You're in Colorado, correct?
Correct.
Awesome, man. Do you ski or snowboard?
Neither.
Oh, that's all right, man. That's all right. That's all right. I'm going soon, so I need a recommendation. Hey, that's all right, man. Hey, I appreciate your time. Appreciate you coming on the Ask Gen Z show. It was awesome having you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate you.
Awesome.
Talk
Thank
soon.
you.
Okay. That was interesting. What do you think?
So what company is that?
No idea. No, he's just, called the wrong person. So I just have a list of people that responded to my DM that wanted to chat, and I'm just kind of calling all of them. I'm wiped, but that's all right though. Show goes on. Are we still rolling? Yep. All right, we'll do a couple more. Carter, you pick. Should I call Adam Peacock or Mackenzie Drew?
Okay, you gotta go with Peacock. I feel like that's the obvious one.
I do. Okay. Sorry, Mackenzie.
Sorry.
You weren't
Peacock
chosen.
is just a way cooler name.
It is.
Mr. Peacock.
Oh,
The number you dialed.
Sorry, Peacock, you're out.
I think he's got a new number. I had 2 on my phone. I know Adam's starting a podcast, so this should be an interesting one. And we told him what he should do with his nonprofit social media.
Hello, you have reached Adam Peacock's phone. Please leave a message after the beep. If not, you can call my office, 913.
That does not sound like him. Jesus. Adam, what happened to your voicemail, man? Or is there another Adam Peacock that I have also in my phone? That's interesting. Okay, Mackenzie, you're getting a call. Who thinks Mackenzie's going to answer?
I don't.
Okay, no one does. That's all right. I don't either.
You have reached the voicemail
Should we
box
leave a voicemail?
of 9139.
I hate people who don't have their voicemail set up. Mackenzie, welcome to the Ask Gen Z show. You missed your chance, but that's all right. I hope you have a fantastic day. Talk to you soon. Okay. All right, Jason is up next, but I lost Jason's cell number. Oh, no, I have it right here. Jason is a stud LinkedIn content creator and really knows his shit marketing wise. So this should be a really cool conversation. I think he's working today though. In office, that is, I mean. So I don't know if he's gonna be available. If not, I'm gonna have to go to, oh, we're about to be 0 for 3 on the last 3. It's not good.
Hi, this is Jason with Ignite and Reach 36. I can't come to the phone right now, but if you leave your name, number, and a brief
It's called
message, I'll
Shift
get back to
Media
you as soon
now.
as I can. or feel free to shoot me a text and we can set up a time that works best for both of us. Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Jason, what's up? This is Jake from the Ask Gen Z show. Missed you this time. I'm sure we'll get you on in the near future. Have an awesome day. See you, man. Oh, Adam's going to call in a minute. We do have 2 questions from Pakistan, which it's like 2 a.m. there, so he didn't want to call in. The questions are, what kind of campaign approach would you recommend to a mass mobility company using buses on a ride-sharing model? The audience is mostly students, mostly own smartphones, and mostly on social media. Madison, what would you advise that? What kind of campaign approach for mass mobility? So I think like transportation.
Okay.
I guess Pakistan, mass mobility, whatever.
For social media?
Yeah.
I don't know. You need to create something fun with it.
Yeah, with students.
Yes, because if it's mostly students that are using their phones, maybe
Okay.
make something cool. Like, I've always thought it would be really cool to create something with transportation systems like Pokemon Go or something, where you have an app or something where like you can play games on or like find certain things on certain transportations. That'd be
Okay,
kinda cool.
okay, I dig that. Something that I've always thought about, why, like what's the taxi show there used to be?
Taxi cab or taxi cab confessions.
Confessions?
There's been a couple taxi cab shows.
The questions?
Yes, and they give you money?
Yes, I think that was just
Magic?
Cash
Cash cab. Cash cab. We need more of those. This is what they should do. They should have, if it's a bus, whatever it is, turn it into a show.
Yes.
And make it like, I want to go on that. If it's a bus, only one person gets to play. And have a special seat on the bus for them each time. And have it be random and totally whatever. I would ride that bus every time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude, I'm going to go win some money today. Da, 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 da. Anyway, I think that would be huge because then you can grab that content you grab from that of people having fun, push it out on social media, and then you can have a little bit of FOMO going.
Yeah.
Particularly relevant with our generation, right, is like seeing content everywhere and on social media. So anyway, Ahmad, that's what I would do. I would be doing some variation of Cash Cab, then pushing the content out. I'd ask if it's a bus or like a rideshare app like Uber or the specifics of it, but I would do that. Make it like a cool experience. People love experiences that are different. Don't make it some bus where you go on and it's like an elevator where it's like you're around 100 people, but you don't talk to any of them. Like I always find that odd.
Yeah.
Anyway, the second question he had was, I've been having big trouble on LinkedIn, not just trouble, big trouble. I don't know which hashtags are trending here or how to find them. And besides tech or finance, nothing seems to gain traction. Any insights? We have plenty of insights on LinkedIn. Madison, are you familiar with the LinkedIn platform at all?
I kind of a little bit, but not too much. I need to familiarize myself with it a little more.
Did Luke give you a breakdown?
Yes,
Of course he did.
I hear you're LinkedIn famous over here.
No, that's fake too. Adam's calling me, but Ahmad, I would say create more content around the stuff that you care about. Don't pander to what's popular, pander to what you enjoy creating most. Adam, what's going on, my man? Welcome to the Ask Gen Z show. No worries at all. I think did you message me on LinkedIn or Instagram? I think I got your number.
Yes.
Yes. So we're live right now on the Ask Gen Z show. I know we chatted like last week or the week before, but I'd love to provide any value and insight right now.
Yeah, that meeting was great. You know, it really allowed our social media guy to focus back in on what he needed to do.
It wasn't that good. I was bad.
Last week on everything.
Awesome. Appreciate that. How are things going with yourself and the podcast?
Good. I'm getting a list of people together.
Got it.
Who I want to, kind of style of questions, because I know interviews fluid. It's going to be fluid. That's the way it's going to remain.
Always.
But I've got a list of about 7 or 8 people that I want to bring on. Just mid-level people. Some that are good.
Yeah.
No no big businesses, nothing
Got
crazy
it.
like that.
Got it.
Right now, but just really feeding back into it. Now I know I don't need a ton of tools, things like that. You know, I mean, the iPhone will work.
Yeah.
You know, little microphones, they might work. But it's blocking out the time.
Yeah, for sure. And then,
do it because I want.
do you know what editing platform you're going to use for it and distribution? Are you familiar with like Audacity and then Anchor?
I have not, and that's
Okay.
the next step that I need to go is to figure out. All right, now that I got the raw data,
Yeah.
how do
I think it'd be valuable to record an intro episode to the podcast that you can send to prospective podcast guests, I guess. Because that's what I always get. People want to like chat 30 minutes before going on the podcast. And I'm like, no, let's just jump into the podcast. We'll figure it out then. Or talk like right before, obviously. So that's helped us in the past, is having like a video of that. But I would say for editing, Audacity is this software you can get on your computer. It's free, I believe. I think like it has paid versions.
Okay.
And that's how we edit all of our podcasts and clients' podcasts as well. Then once we have it edited, and that takes like 5 minutes. Like we don't clip anything. We just do the raw files. If you need to edit it, you can clip it in there too. But just to fix like the pitch, the frequency, the volume and such. And then we push it, then upload that to Anchor. What Anchor does, it's a web-based platform, and as well as an app. What Anchor does is once you publish it to Anchor, it'll connect to all of your different platforms. So it'll connect to Apple Podcasts, to Spotify, to SoundCloud, to even it can connect to your website. So then you just publish it through Anchor, then automatically pushes them through all those platforms and then aggregates the data of those to then tell you your total amount of views, or in this case, listens on each episode.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
No,
And
that's
both
good.
of those are free platforms, I believe. So yeah, a lot of free shit out there. It's awesome.
Yeah, that was definitely one of my big hurdles that I see coming down the pipe.
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
All right, how do I edit this? And you know, the other thing is obviously because I was on not a podcast, but a radio podcast the other day, a few weeks ago, and they do it every Friday afternoon. Well, they've got a little more flexibility. One of them's a realtor, the other one does social media stuff. So they've got more flexibility in the 9-to-5 stuff. So I'm looking to be like, okay, when can I fit this
I do
in?
social media. I'm busy as shit.
Maybe an afternoon, maybe an evening item. You know,
That's right.
what's gonna work best within my schedule.
Yeah,
People that I want to talk to are busy from 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
They're making money.
Oh, I see.
Like
Yes.
yourself. You know, like
Trying to. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, 100%. So finding those right times, that's got to be difficult. Yeah, I don't really know the best answer to that, because we struggle with the exact same thing. We just go for volume then, because sometimes like we have episodes scheduled, like we have someone coming in like late February, and that's forever from now. But I know it'll come here fast, and so if I invite 100 people, even if I don't have it on the calendar for another few months, then I still just have more quantity, because I'm trying to push quantity through podcasts. It's just really easy to do. So that's what I've been thinking about.
You know, what I'm looking at is, okay, when are business owners most likely doing their administrative stuff? When are they in their red time? You know, when are they like, hey, I'm not making money, but I'm not spending money either.
Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, find them at those times.
That's what I'm looking at right now. And that's kind of where I'm at.
Got it.
You know?
Got it. Well, please.
And what's been going on in your world?
Oh, it's been the usual, man. Just busy launching some TikTok campaigns, LinkedIn campaigns, really, some fun, creative stuff, which is what we always love doing. Adding to the squad as well. So, yeah, we'll see how things progress over the next few months. But yeah, man, we'll have to stay in touch on the social media stuff with the nonprofit, and then please do let me know how the podcast goes, and if there's anything I can do for you there, please do reach out.
You will be one of my calls to be on it.
Awesome, I appreciate that, man. Well, thank you for your time. I'm gonna hop to the next call, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, man. I'll talk
See
to
ya.
you later. All right, bye.
All right. Interesting call. Adam is awesome, though. Launched his own podcast. Madison, what's your take on podcasts right now? I feel like everyone has a podcast. They're hot,
right
yeah.
now.
I'm all for it, though, for sure.
I don't see much other than the Joe Rogan podcast, or girls are always posting that, like, Call Her Daddy
Yeah,
podcast or whatever.
explain that to me.
I haven't actually listened to it ever, but I heard it's really funny apparently. But because I looked once and like read everything that it said, and like I don't know, it all just seemed very vulgar. I was like, I don't really care to listen to this.
Would you see it? Would you say it's like a female-led for female podcast, but like?
I think a lot of guys find it funny too, because I've
Interesting.
heard, because girls will post stuff about it all the time, and so I think people will listen to it, because I've had like several of my guy friends be like, no, it's actually pretty funny.
Really?
And
Yeah.
I've even seen people with like a sticker for it, like on the back of their phone.
Do they record, or did they film that? I mean.
I don't know if they just have a picture. I'm gonna need to look more into it, because I haven't actually listened to it, so maybe I will today.
Yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people that listen to that.
Yeah, a lot of people do, and then Joe Rogan's obviously very established, but
Yeah.
other than that, I've listened to just like a lot of random podcasts.
They do record it. Let me ask you this. I don't own a TV. Do you ever watch live TV?
For sports, that's about it.
Carter?
That's really it. Just for football.
I never really watch TV. Spend too much time here.
Spoken like a champ. Yeah, that's fucking true. We're kind of busy with what we do. So I don't own a TV, and I don't watch it. And then like, even my friends don't, like, they own a physical TV. They don't own any network though. And then when they need to use it, they just plug in a computer and stream it. And they'll just stream YouTube or like some other shit. But it's actually crazy if you think about it, of like, people used to spend 1 to 3 hours a day watching TV. Now it's like, I'll maybe watch TV once every 3 weeks. I'll watch like a live sport. And then even then.
Seriously, you don't watch any shows or anything?
No.
Oh,
Well, I don't watch,
I love TV.
I need to get more. I'm not really up to date with Netflix anymore. I used to be.
Oh man, there's some good stuff out there.
Okay, now here's the question. I talked about this a lot over the summer on our, YouTube have probably never seen our Trendsetters episodes. What were they called? I don't know. Weekly Trends. Shit, how did I forget that? We did like a lot of them. We would do like a review of all the weekly trends. So a lot of those episodes touched on,
Netflix stuff.
yeah, like the streaming wars, as we call them. Netflix still the number one, right? I feel like.
Yes, I just looked at something the other day that told me, because surprisingly enough, like everybody thought that Disney Plus was gonna be huge, and then it like came out, and I feel like it's like all these kid movies that you watch growing up, and you're like, oh, I'm so excited to watch them, and then like you watch a couple, and then you're like, well, I don't really want to sit around and watch kids movies, so it's
All
like,
day, yeah.
so it really hasn't like taken off like they.
I know there were a lot of problems with it too.
Yeah, and just.
I was like, how are you Disney, and how do you fuck up your streaming platform?
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like the only thing that they really have that like kind of is gonna help them continue to make money is they have like all the Marvel movies on there, and then all the Star Wars crap.
okay, yeah, what's it called? Mandalorian?
The
Mandalorian.
The Baby Yoda. I haven't watched.
Okay, yeah, Baby Yoda is
I almost want to watch
huge.
it just for Baby Yoda because it's so cute. Oh my god, I love the Baby Yoda.
I think I watched a few episodes because I wanted to get in on
was this within your last 3-week period of watching TV?
a little bit. Well, it was like, I try to stay tapped in with what's up, but
Yes.
it's hard.
I can be your TV gal.
Yeah. You update us on what's,
Yes.
hey Jake, here's this popping on TV.
Yes.
Not bad. You know, you gotta stay tuned in with the culture. Well, anyway, thanks so much for tuning in to the Ask Gen Z show. Yeah, I guess we're still recording, but whatever. Thank you so much for all of our guests today. If you want to call in next time, please let us know. We'll get you in on this. Let me know how you enjoyed this full episode. What was your biggest takeaway?